Alright, well, I'm gonna be honest, boys. I kind of forgot I was doing a Beast Cutter playthrough. It's been about a month. Let's just go ahead and get back into it. I believe I had to do Nightmare Frontier, and I had to do, and I had to do Canehurst. And I don't have the Tonsil Stone, so let's go get the Tonsil Stone, get the Canehurst summons, and then we'll go. If you happen to hear any noise at all outside, because the mic will definitely pick it up, my dog, my lab, is out there banging on the screen door to come in, but he's too annoying, so I'm leaving him out there right now. So he might be making noise as we go. This episode also might be a bit more difficult than previous ones because I'm currently having some issues with my controller, and the only reason I'm not replacing it is because, one, it's like $80 to replace the DualSense, and it comes and goes. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So because of that, I'm just gonna roll with it until it can no longer function. So far, it's working. So we'll see if it holds up. Anyways, we have to go get the Tonsil Stone, we have to go to Castle Canehurst, and we have to do the Nightmare Frontier. Maybe all in this episode, I don't know, it depends. In the meantime, there should be enough topics just going around now for me to talk about without having to poll my community here. Oh, I guess Bloody Crow is out now, huh? That's pretty dangerous. We better avoid him for the time being. Getting close to Strength Soft Cap. And we'll figure out what to do after that. In the meantime, I'm confident enough in my stats and my HP and stamina. Forbidden Woods. Let's get the Tonsil Stone. So we got some stuff to talk about here, boys. So I guess we'll go ahead and start off with the showcase that happened a couple days ago. I made my whole video on it, and I'm sure for people who have like a wider taste in games than me, it was probably better. Like, I did see a lot of people coping though, saying like, oh, it wasn't that bad, man. The showcase wasn't that bad. Going completely silent on your first party for 2 full years, and then you host a showcase and then don't show anything from your first party, that's a huge, gargantuan, colossal, monolithic L right there for sure. Like, there's no denying that. Cope all you want. Oh yeah, the Elden Ring has not made me rusty. I haven't played Bloodborne that often lately, and I've not used this weapon at all since that last episode, so I'm kind of forgetting how to use this weapon, but whatever, it's all good. Just gotta suffer through a little bit more of this and the Threaded Cane, and then I will have finished Bloodborne with every single weapon. Full runs with every single weapon. I cannot wait to have that title under my belt. Buddy boy, over here. This thing, when untricked, actually does good damage. That's crazy. That's what's so sad. Like, the Beast Cutter, when untricked, is actually really good, because it's just a serrated club. Oh god, the hardest enemy in the game is here. Let's be careful. Oh, good lord above. I feel like these things should inflict bleed, but I'm also not complaining that they don't. I'm telling you, dude, they're the hardest enemies in the game. Wow, yeah, the Beast Cutter is actually pretty good against him, which it's just because you can range him out, so the Threaded Cane's probably good too. I'm doing my Threaded Cane playthrough like at the same time as I'm doing this, but like I haven't made it this far in it just because I'm not playing it that much. I kind of believe I kind of believe that like Sony kind of threw it together, because like I don't think Tom Henderson is lying about saying, oh, a lot of those games are ready to show, because like, yeah, I believe what he says about a lot of those games are ready to show, because they have to be, right? A lot of them have to be. You know, Ghost of Tsushima 2 has presumably been in development for about like 3 years at this point, and a lot of those assets I would bet are probably just getting reused right into Ghost of Tsushima 3. Or maybe Ghost of Tsushima 2, I don't know, I said 3. And I'm thinking of the Iki Island expansion, which I haven't played. Like, a lot of those assets are probably just getting reused. Cory Barlog's IP has been in development since like 2019, 2020, 2019, something like that. You have all these other studios with their new game, and then there's like was it Fire Sprite, I think, that one first-person shooter that looked crazy from that leaked footage. What just happened there? Alright. In all honesty, it's probably faster to just run to the lamp instead of going through the loading screen. Tell you what, like, I know better, because I know, like, we all know Zelda is gonna get Game of the Year. We know it. There's no point in even denying it, but I cannot wait. I would love to see the meltdown people would have if FF16 got Game of the Year, because for some reason, like, Final Fantasy has so many detractors, and I can't figure out why. Like, it's one thing to not like a game, that's fine, but it's another thing to follow the whole series around just to make sure you get to shit on it as much as you want. Like, that I don't understand. So I would love nothing more than for it to get Game of the Year, because I know that, like, this past Game Awards, when it got, when FF14 got, like, best community support and best ongoing game, I think, like, people were having conniptions over that. They were, like, having strokes and seizures because FF14 got those 2 awards. So, people would lose their minds if FF16 ended up somehow stealing Game of the Year. Let's be honest, we know it's going to be Zelda, right? I will say with Spider-Man, a lot of people are unironically pushing Game of the Year for that right now, and it's like, nothing I saw at that gameplay, of that gameplay, makes me think it's gonna like fare any better than Spider-Man 2018 did against the heavy hitters of that year. Like, let's get this straight. Like, yes, the game looks good, but like, it's a cute game, right? That's the best way to put it. It's a good-looking, cute game, but like, it ain't the heavy hitters. You know what I mean? Like, compare Spider-Man 2018 to God of War 2018 or Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's not even a competition as to what's better. Like, I beat Spider-Man 2018 and said, yeah, it was good. I give it a solid, like, 7.5 out of 10. It was pretty solid. Whereas I beat God of War 2018 and was like, wow, this is 8 out of 10. Great game. Because, like, that's what separates. Like, this, on my grading system, it's easy to get to a 5. You gotta fight tooth and nail for every single half point you get after that. And I give God of War 2018, like, an 8, and I give Red Dead Redemption 2 a 9. Like, they are simply better games in every single possible way. They're just better games than Spider-Man. And I have a feeling it's going to be that same way this year at the Game Awards. Like, people are going to be screeching for Spider-Man to get Game of the Year, but it's like, I think in every single possible way, Zelda and FF16 are going to be better. And of course, you can say, oh, well, Carmen, you have a bias. You're a Final Fantasy fan. I am a Final Fantasy fan, but, like, I was a Spider-Man fan first. Spider-Man has always been my guy. I've loved Spider-Man for as long as I can remember. The first video game I ever played was Spider-Man 2000 on the PS1, and the first video game I remember having my parents buy for me was the Spider-Man 2 movie tie-in game on the PS2. Like that is... those are core memories I have from gaming that are just permanently attached to Spider-Man, and I'm fine with that because I love Spider-Man. You know, I love some of the movies that I like. Like I don't like the Tom Holland Spider-Man at all, but like I really like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and I really like Tobey Maguire. I love Spider-Man, I do, but Spider-Man 2018 brought out a lot of groupies. You know what I mean? And I guess it's easy to say that about anything that's popular, to say, oh, it's just a bunch of groupies. But I mean, that's exactly what it was. Everybody was saying, like, oh, Spider-Man 2 should win. I mean, Spider-Man should win, like, every award at the Game Awards this year in 2018. They were saying that. Like, no, the soundtrack is not better than Red Dead 2's. The performance is nowhere near Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan. Like, what are all the awards? I don't even remember. Because some of them are kind of filler. But, like, it wasn't better than Red Dead 2 or God of War in a single category, I think. But yeah, like in 2018, I didn't feel like Spider-Man 2 was better than any of the competition in a single category, and I think it's going to be the exact same thing this year. I think in every single category, I think Zelda and FF16 will beat it, or should beat it rather. I think they're going to snub FF16 because I've noticed at the Game Awards they like to snub Final Fantasy, or like in everything. They really like to just snub Final Fantasy if they can. Except for like where it's undeniable, like when 7 Rebirth got best soundtrack. I mean 7 Remake got best soundtrack, and 14 got best ongoing or whatever. Like when it's undeniable, of course they give it to it, but if there is any way possible to snub Final Fantasy, a lot of these things will do it. Like people are complaining about how white Final Fantasy 16 is, like oh the cast is too white, and they say this like oh the developers must just be racist and hate black people, but it's like I feel like you're not understanding that the developers of this game are not white. Like I feel like you're missing out on the context that I hate this thing. Like, I feel like you're not understanding that the developers of FF16 are Japanese people. They are not white. I always hate it whenever ethnicity gets brought into these games. Like, how about we just grade the games on if they're good or not? Diversity has nothing to do with the quality of a video game. It has nothing to do with it. You don't need to act like it does. And there's people that realize this. Like, for example, like, even though like there's not gonna be like maybe any black characters in the game, like Night Sky Prince, for example, he's a black guy. He's like he might be half black, but like he is like the most hyped out of anybody for this game. He's more excited than I am for this game, and that's crazy because I am extremely excited for this game. And you know why? Because it's like, yeah, it does it have like, would it be okay? Would it be cool if it had diversity? Yes, of course it would. But like, it's going to be a great game regardless. Without it, it's still going to be a great game. And you can see that. But yeah, like, I think there's a good chance that FF16 is just going to get snubbed on the fact that it's not as diverse as other games. Like, I know Zelda does have some diversity, which is good, but that's also going to be a contributing factor as to why it's going to win. If you ever need to see that diversity matters most in the way they make these awards, The Last of Us 2 won Game of the Year 2020. Let that sink in. The competition of 2020 was steep, and The Last of Us 2 won. Like, games that should have won Game of the Year over The Last of Us that year, Ghost of Tsushima, FF7 Remake, Doom Eternal, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, what else was there? There was probably something else that I'm not thinking of. But you know what I mean, like, you know. Listen, I am not as big of a hater as a lot of people are of that game. Like, I played it and I was like, 6 out of 10. It wasn't a bad game, but it was just not at all what I wanted. I didn't enjoy the story. I thought it was poorly written. I didn't like the characters. The gameplay loop is improved, but not enough to support 25 hours. You know, that was like my whole thing on the game. It had nothing to do with the fact that it was a trans character, or that they were gay characters, or that they were people of color, or anything like that. It had nothing to do with that. It was just off the merits of, hey, I didn't like the game. I didn't think it was that good. I didn't think it was good. It was an average. It was average. It was extremely average. Fell in line with most of what Naughty Dog makes. It was extremely average. But it wins Game of the Year. Like, even Maximilian Dude, when he saw The Last of Us 2 won, he literally said, now listen, chat. We know how a lot of these judges make their decisions. That was literally what he said. Anyways, let's get off that topic. Moral of the story is, I would love it if FF16 took home Game of the Year this year. I don't see it. Unless that game on Rotten Tomatoes, on Metacritic, drops with like a 96 or something, which I don't think is impossible. I think that game might get like a 90, like a 92 or something. Yeah, off the top of my head, if I had to list off like what awards I'm confident 16 will get, I think it's going to get Best Soundtrack. I don't even think that's going to be a question. Soken's music is just going to take it home. Like that's not even a question, I don't think. I think 16 is going to like easily get that. I think Best Action 16 is going to get, and maybe even Best Action Adventure. I don't know, Zelda could get Best Action Adventure, but I think 16 is going to get Best Action. Best Direction, probably gonna go to Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Probably gonna go to Tears of the Kingdom. Best Art Direction, probably gonna go to Tears of the Kingdom or FF16. Innovation and accessibility, that one might go to Spider-Man. Because Sony is all about like getting as many accessibility features as possible in their games, which is good. But I mean, that's kind of like a throwaway award, I think. Like, yeah, Spider-Man's probably gonna get that, but that's also like the one throwaway of the selection of the main awards. That's like getting perfect attendance at school. That's what that is. It's like if you go to your graduation and the only award you get is perfect attendance. That's literally what that is. As Sunburned Albino says about that award, congratulations, son. You are perfectly unremarkable, but at least you're consistent. I think Starfield also has a chance to like get some of those to get an award too. Because while I'm not overly confident in it, especially after Redfall. After Microsoft's handling of Redfall, I am also like I'm also bipartisan enough to understand there's a chance that Starfield comes out and is really, really good. Like as much as I'm gonna be waiting to get the frame 1 clowning on Microsoft on that, like there is 100% a chance that Starfield is amazing. There's 100% a chance of that. But I don't know. I don't know what award it would win. The only game I think that's even going to challenge FF16 in Best Action is Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was so good. I think that game is actually probably gonna be like the one challenger FF16 has in that category. One thing I do know is that if Starfield doesn't win Game of the Year, everyone is gonna start screeching at the top of their lungs in the Xbox community about how Nintendo and Sony pay off the Game Awards, which I wouldn't rule it out, especially after The Last of Us 2. But I know this is just gonna be ammo in that magazine. Let me not call it a quip, or the moist one will come for me. As for next year, I honestly don't even know what would do it, because like, what do we know that's even coming out next year? We know FF7 Rebirth is coming sometime next year. We just don't know when. Avowed is probably coming next year. Avowed and Hellblade 2 both are probably coming next year. Hellblade 2, I want to say it's gonna be good, but it's like it's niche, right? Like, that's why I think Hellblade 2 isn't gonna be winning like any Game of the Years or anything like that, because of how niche it is. And don't get me wrong, I loved the first Hellblade, but like it is a niche game. And also, I can never be sure how far along it really is in development, because the one quote-unquote gameplay clip, I'm telling you, that didn't look like gameplay. And not to mention, like, it's 2023 and they are still showing me tech demos of the visuals of Hellblade 2. And even when they showed, like, the visuals, quote-unquote, wasn't it like it wasn't at all representative of the visuals of the game, right? Because I saw people saying, like, so basically what you're saying about like the way the visuals were done in that tech demo was people with a Snapchat filter could have done this. I'm like, there's no shot that's true. I was like, there's no shot. I want to say, oh, Hellblade 2 is coming soon. It looks great, but it's like we ain't seen no real gameplay, and they can label it gameplay. I'm telling you, it was in-engine footage. I agree with that. It was definitely in-engine footage. But it was a scripted gameplay sequence, which you walk somewhere, see something, you have to run in one direction, and then a cutscene plays. Like, it wasn't gameplay. As for Avowed, I got no idea what it's gonna be, because it's Obsidian's next game, right? So what? It's Obsidian's Skyrim, probably. Or it's like Obsidian's Elder Scrolls, because didn't Obsidian make they made Fallout 76, right? Ow. I know Worthless Rage, the person who makes my outros, I know they always say that that Fallout 76 is super good, which is cool and all, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Obsidian has fallen into the same situation Bethesda has, where like it's so renowned for the good games they've made, but like the people who made the games are long gone. Because that's kind of the issue with Bethesda, is like, yeah, they made some really great games, but like that's the Bethesda of yore, of the past. Like, modern day Bethesda has just been missing constantly. They just miss all the time. Fallout 4 was okay at best. It was definitely okay. Fallout 76 was an absolute disaster. And it wasn't just something else they made that wasn't good. I can't remember. And no, this isn't to say that Sony studios are perfect, because they are not. I'll be the first to tell you, man. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Like, ow. I'll be the first to tell you, Ghost of Tsushima was not as good as everyone was saying. I do agree that a lot of people were just really annoyed with The Last of Us 2, so they said, oh, Ghost of Tsushima is perfect. No, dude. Ghost of Tsushima was good. Yeah, it was a good, solid game, but like, it was nothing special. I mean, it was, what is it? It was like Japanese Assassin's Creed. That's all it was, really. Which is funny, because now Assassin's Creed is actually going to have a game set in Japan. Which is going to be real similar to Ghost of Tsushima. Kill the stunning woman. Yeah, like, Ghost of Tsushima was solid, was good. Spider-Man was good, but it wasn't anything, like, super amazing. God of War Ragnarok, I continue to sour on. Like, I really enjoy the new gameplay and stuff, but the longer I dwell on that game, the more faults I see in it. Naughty Dog is just so overrated. They do the exact same thing the rest of the industry does, and they get praised for it. I don't understand it. I do not remotely understand why Naughty Dog gets so much praise for doing the same thing as everybody else. I don't get it. Like, the old Jack games were really good. I really enjoyed those, but like Uncharted 1, I hadn't played it until like 4 years ago, and I'm gonna tell you, Uncharted 1 is awful. It is a train wreck of every bad decision possible. The gameplay is like gets old after the first like 30-40 minutes. The level design isn't anything special. The visuals still look good, but like the characters all suck. Like there's nothing. There's nothing really good about Uncharted 1. It's just a bad game these days. Like you can have nostalgia for it, but at the end of the day, it's a bad game. It's aged very badly. 2, 3, and 4 are all like good. Like they're good, solid games. But again, like they're nothing special. They're just good, solid games. Like I've played a dozen games just like them. And then The Last of Us 1 was great. Like this is the game that pushed them into true monolithic status, and it was so good, yes. But that again, it's brought on a lot of groupies at this point who think that's what all games should be, and it's like, well, no, gameplay always comes first. But the story of The Last of Us is insanely good, right? The Last of Us 1 is a great game. Then you have The Last of Us 2, which is a very mid game. It's like maybe slightly above average. It's just it's nothing special at all. Like Naughty Dog is nothing special, and people act like they reinvented the wheel in every single case. Like, just go back to Jak and Daxter, please. I'm begging you. And now this multiplayer game. Oh, listen. I am so petty. You've no idea how happy I was when I saw that multiplayer game was failing miserably. Like, the first thing I did was send it straight to Worthless Rage and Will. Both of those are huge Naughty Dog fans. I sent it to them and said, yes, sir, it's failing. Like I said in the daily update, fun isn't something one considers when making a daily Bloodborne remaster update. But this does put a smile on my face. I was so happy. I was so overjoyed to know that it was failing. Alright. Let's go back to the dream, level up, and we'll come kill Logarius, and that'll be the end of this part. I didn't pick up the Evelyn. I'm so stupid. I'll have to pick that up in a minute. That sells for quite a bit. I'll have to pick that up and sell it.
Hello, good hunter.
Forsaken Castle Canehurst. This isn't gonna be too bad. Logarius wasn't too difficult. To me. I've also played this game 26 times. So, but this is my 27th time fighting him. So, yeah, this is not going to be that bad for me. Although, is he the hardest in the base game outside of Chalices? Nah. No, Ebrietis is probably the hardest in the base game. Yeah, Ebrietis is probably the hardest in the base game. Yeah. Outside of Chalices, I would probably put Ebrietis as the most difficult base game boss. Like, Ebrietis, Shadows of Yharnam, Ebrietis, Shadows, Gehrman, and Logarius probably are the only notable really difficult bosses. I guess Gascoigne too. Gascoigne is tough for newer players, I guess. Yeah, he's up there. Gascoigne still kills me from time to time. I very rarely die to the rest, but Gascoigne still kills me every now and then. Get the parry timing down, Carmen. I know you don't play this game that often anymore, but get the parry down. There you go. That's a lot. Boom. Here we go, boys. Put the sword down. Ah, too soon. That's like a frame or two too soon. It's at 30 FPS, man. Boom. Ah, too soon. I just realized it. Thought I was closer to him than that. Goodbye. Oh, I missed. I'll give you one more chance. You see, Logarius, defeating you like this has no meaning. Ow. Heal your wounds, Logarius. Get strong. Then we'll settle the matter. Cool. I've had my fun. Well, that was remarkably easy. Oh, I should have killed him with the visceral, so that way I could get the air boost. Nah, whatever. It's not that bad. Not that big of a deal. That was fun. I don't know why I do this. Like, I don't really need to talk to the Vile Blood Queen for anything, I don't think. I remember on like one of my last playthroughs, I was trying to make sure I could get every weapon and upgrade them really good, so that way I could like get footage whenever I needed them. Probably for the ranking every trick weapon video I do. Once I finish these last 2 runs, yes, I'm gonna do that. And I accidentally like let Alfred kill the Vile Blood Queen before swearing the oath to the Vile Bloods, because I had to get the wheel, and I accidentally let him kill her. So that way, like, when the time came for me to, you know, like, oh, I need to buy the Chickage, I quickly realized, oh no, I already, like, you know, I already let him kill her. But then I remembered, wait, there's a way to resurrect the queen, right? So then I got to thinking about what it was, and then I realized it's the thing down where Ebrietas is. You take the queenly flesh that's left after he squishes her into bits, and then you take it down to where Ebrietas is, and you can resurrect the queen. And so I did that and got the badge for the Chickage. But it was just a very interesting journey overall. Anyways, we're gonna cut this off here, I guess. I'll level up and then we'll cut it off. I did less than I intended to do today. I did less than I intended to do today, but it is what it is, as the ancient Mayans once said. Because I intended to do like maybe even Nightmare Frontier, but I also have to go to work in a little bit, and I don't want to take forever to record this, because no one's gonna watch an hour-long video like the last one. So yeah, I will level up and then we'll cut this off. I will actually buy more fire paper. Boom. and sell these. I min-max my echoes to a ridiculous extent. Oh wait, I forgot. Wow, I'm still getting good buffs off that. When I max out HP, I might put more points in strength. Anyways, we're gonna get to 50 vitality. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off here. We've been going for about an hour. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna try and finish this series relatively quickly before FF16 comes out. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out Worthless Rage's music. They do my outro. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else to go over really. Naughty Dog sucks. There you go. My name is Carmen, but I go by Elism on YouTube, and I should cut that out of my outro. It's really corny. Anyways, that's gonna do it. Y'all take it easy.